here. We'll do this one for sure, and we'll just go from there. Let's tuck in, shall we? You clearly can't buy Treasury editions without Treasury edition bags and boards. Yeah. So I've got a few of those that get stashed there. They've been there for a long time. Treasuries aren't actually something that I buy a lot. I have a few of them here, but they're not something I'm currently on the lookout for. So speaking of treasuries, this kind of new Treasury edition style thing that Marvel has going on. This is Tradmore's Silver Surfer Black. And of course, Tradmore's Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. Both of these gorgeous books, both of them highly recommended. Putting those there. Continuing on with that format, this is the book Marvel. We talked about this when we were going through the drawers, through the cabinets. I've got this in singles, and then there's also this nice collected edition in this kind of treasury format. I think I'm missing only one book in this Little Nemo in Slumberland. Were these? Yeah, these were Fantagraphics, the Fantagraphics editions. Pretty big. As tall. Yeah, a little bit taller. Well, actually, about the same size as a Treasury edition height-wise, but a little wider, a little more squared off. I think I'm only missing volume 5 of these. These were purchased from a local guy. I believe I got these from Greg Harder here in Peg City. Beautiful stuff. I was reading these really slowly. I think I made it to volume 3. I don't know if I ever actually finished it, to be honest, because I was reading kind of like a couple of strips a night. I was really regimenting myself to just try to tackle it a little bit piecemeal. They can be a little difficult to read at times, but the art is so gorgeous. So I figured, taking my time is the best course of action. What do we got here? Let's get that out of the way. And then volume 4 here. So 1910 to 1911. There's been a lot of Windsor. There's been a lot of Little Nemo and Slumberland out there, released in a whole bunch of different ways. So it's not the toughest to find. I'll kind of get the stuff off the top here. This is Eclipse Comics. Eclipse Books, rather, did a series of Crazy Cat. This one I found Midway Books for a mere $5. So there you go. Over here, we've got some shout out to Chicho from Vancouver. I follow him and watch him on Twitch. I also watch him on YouTube sometimes. Kind of watched him for many, many, many years. He talks about a whole bunch of stuff. He started off talking mathematics. He talks comics. He talks politics, all sorts of things. But he has been getting into these trading card sets. He's found quite a lot. Eclipse Comics, near the end of their existence, they got into some of this game here. So Chicho has been finding a lot. This is one that he found. I think he found an unopened box with a bunch of packs in it. So once a year, he's got kind of a viewer giveaway where you can use your Twitch points to purchase things. So one year I got this. One year I got some comics that he published way back in the day. I think I got Honey one year as well too. Yeah, this is a great thing to have. They're not easy to come by. This side of the Eclipse collection isn't as easy to come by for decent prices anyway. It's not the kind of thing I see out in the wild, so I enjoy having that. TV Grime Pilot Pack. So this has 5 mini zines, 1 sticker, and 1 gum, fake gum, obviously, in kind of like a wax pack. Again, got when we went to visit Minneapolis, the Insert Name Comics zine. We know these are the non-Zoids cards there, card set, and then there's a little book at the back as well too, from like the No Man series of comics that we've looked at. So, and then what do we have here? Oh yes, that's right. A guy that goes by the name of Donald Rex here on YouTube quite a while ago had sent me this. When I get stuff like this in the mail, I like to keep the envelope. It's nice to have like the stamps and everything. So this is a little mini comic that he had done, that he was kind enough to mail my way. So shout out to Donald Rex there. I won't hold up the front of the envelope. I'll see if I can creep these in though, without giving away any addresses. There you go. He had some Peanuts stamps. So yet another reason, another good reason to hold on to this envelope. Anything else on the top? No. Comics Journal number 32. I think this might be the first issue when Nostalgia Journal officially changed its name to Comics Journal. Colin, are you in the room? Because I have Nostalgia, the new Nostalgia Journal, rather, number 29 as well. So, and I also have the new Nostalgia Journal, number 27. So early. I do collect Comics Journal when I can find them. I've got a couple of boxes filled with the magazine. These are the earliest ones that I have from when Gary took it over as Nostalgia Journal and changed it to the new Nostalgia Journal. But it's nice to kind of have that history of Comics Journal. Zigzag, Will Sweeney, through Fantagraphics Underground, I think is where this came out a couple of years ago at this point. Love Will Sweeney. Enough said. David Plunkett, Heroical, issue number 1, a gigantic comic / art piece that I got from Gutter Pop Comics a couple of years ago when I made an order to them. Sacred and the Profane by Justin Green, bigger than a Treasury, a little bit taller. It just, yeah, you can see it poking out of the top of the behind the Treasury board itself there. A classic. Justin Green's the man, or was rather, R.I.P. Good stuff there. The couple of treasuries that I do have, or the few treasuries I do have, Howard the Duck. It's got Doctor Strange. It's got the Defenders rather, so that's why I have this one. And then there is a Defenders treasury as well too. Sorry, lots of glares on those bags. And then of course you can't go wrong with the Doctor Strange. Yeah, hello Damien. Yes, it is quacking good stuff. Doctor Strange treasury. You got to have the 2001 A Space Odyssey by Kirby. I got into these treasuries for about like 5 minutes. I thought they were pretty amazing and found a bunch that I wanted. I don't want every treasury. That one's got some Doctor Strange in it, partnering up with Spider-Man. So this one's in real rough shape. I can see all sorts of cracks and splits on the spine. But still, nice to have these few treasuries. I need some tape. Stand by. There we go. This is the James Stokoe Godzilla Treasury Edition. Stokoe, I've been seeing ads on Facebook for a new Godzilla by Stokoe. which I don't know anything else about. I've got to do some digging on that. Stokoe's fantastic, and I'd love to see some more. Prices on treasuries have shot up recently. Hey, oh yeah, like insane amounts, or just kind of a little bit. Does the red shelf have any sinister meaning? Why different cover shelves? No, no sinister meaning whatsoever. The thing that motivates my purchasing for this kind of thing is cheapness. This red shelf was at IKEA in their section where there's damaged furniture and things like that, or things that people have brought back, used furniture, that sort of thing. So that's the reason why. You probably can't see. You can maybe see there, like the shelves don't sit fantastically right. Actually, looking at that, that is pretty sketch. I may have to do something about that, especially the one up top that you can't see. So there's something that's wrong a little bit, like minorly, with the stuff. So that's the only reason. The only reason I have it, purely financial. Dick Tracy, Treasury Size magazine. Doctor Strange with a Conan on the other side. Thompson, underground comics artist. This took me a long time to get. This was kind of one of the big purchases of that particular year. Yeah, I'd seen it a number of times. It's not that it was the hardest to find. It was just that it was hard to find a decent copy at a decent price. They tended for a while anyway to catch pretty big prices. I didn't write the price on the back of this one like I do some of my stuff, what I bought it for. A prelude to the outfit. This is the man with the getaway face. There was some convention exclusives, I think. And then there was these kind of preludes. I think this one maybe came out at comic shops. There was one that came out at convention. So I was able to get this before Parker came out. Was very excited about the series. Exclusive diamond retailer preview of the man with the getaway face. I think both of them contain the exact same material, but just different covers. So both of those really nice to have. Just one issue of Secret Prison magazine. This is number 8 from 2018. Looks like, is that Lale Westvind on the front? Yeah, it must be, or Lale. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the first name, but this is the glut issue. Mowgli's Mirror. Was this a No-Brow related magazine? I'm not sure. This one I think I got in Saskatchewan at a comic shop. They had it for cheap there. Let me just organize some of this stuff here. And then here for the next bit, we get into more of the Eclipse comics and related. Hello, Lefty Blues. You've tracked down a few of those books you've shown in the videos. Looking forward to reading them when they arrive. That's amazing. Which one's specific, if you want to give a couple of shout outs? So Tim Truman had this Four Winds Publishing distributed through Eclipse for a bit. There was a few books on it. This is book 2 of Wilderness. I'll put that here. And then here's book 1 of Wilderness, again by Mr. Timothy Truman himself. For those of you who have followed the channel, know I'm an Eclipse comics junkie. So on my quest to find everything Eclipse books, it leads you down some interesting avenues. So here's Hunt Emerson, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. This isn't Eclipse. This should probably go on the other shelf. This is Fantagraphics, Acme Press, Leah, The Confessions of Julius Antoine. Let's put that one down there because I got room on that other shelf. More Eclipse, Robert E. Howard, Pigeons from Hell, adapted by Scott Hampton, introduction by Ramsey Campbell. Pigeons from Hell is one of the finest horror stories of our century, says Stephen King. For stark living fear, the actual smell and feel and darkness and brooding horror and impending doom, what other writer is even in the running with Robert E. Howard? So says H.P. Lovecraft. So there you go. Zorro. Is this all Alex Toth in this Zorro? Let's find out together. Let me see here. Where's credits? No, it isn't. Tom Yeats doing the cover there. Maybe it's this other Zorro. Oh, yeah, it's the other Zorro stuff over here that we haven't got to. I knew there was some Zorro that was all Alex Toth. This is by Nidau and Marcello. Is this Zorro? Let's put those with the other Zorro. So then here's the Alex Toth stuff. Introduction by Howard Chaykin. 2 volumes of that, volume 1 and 2. Oh, look at you. The Survivors, The Magician's Wife, Billy Budd, KGB, The Auteur, and Rebel Visions. Oh, amazing. That's a nice collection of stuff. Magician's Wife and Billy Budd, KGB. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about all of it, but I'm curious what you think of those ones. Survivors, so good. Wow, very nice, Lefty. I'm glad I could steer you in a direction. Let's hope that it pays off and you like it, so you come back. And whatever you do, if you don't like it, don't block me, bro. Toad's War, Damplestone by Tim Conrad. Beautiful book. I was kind of surprised at how much I liked this, honestly, when I read it. The art is gorgeous, but the story was really great too, actually. So, yeah, another one I'd say that if you find, give it a shot. This was Four Winds as well. This is Subterra by Barriero and Dixon and Alcantina. And I remember this being a really enjoyable read as well, again, with some stellar art. I think this was the only one that came out. I think there was maybe talk in this of doing more, but I don't think that ever panned out. Pretty sure he had quite a lot of plans for his Four Winds that I just don't think planned out, or that just didn't work out for him, rather. Silver Heels. Out of all the Eclipse kind of this magazine or bigger format, this is the one I see all over the place. It feels like I always run into this book at a convention. So one of the easier ones. Bruce Jones, Hampton, Scott Hampton, and April Campbell. Looks really nice on the interiors. I've never actually read it. So there you have it. Another Four Winds, possibly. Yeah, there you go. Atu, book 1. This is the other one they were going to do a series of. The Forbidden Cave by Sam Glanzman. The Four Winds Master Series is what that was going to be called, that imprint there. Didn't go any further. A little look at the artwork inside. Tecumseh, an illustrated adaptation by Timothy Truman. Eclipse. John Bolton, Back Down the Line. Or Eclipse. Probably be Eclipse for pretty much this entire shelf, except for the last few books there. Bogey, Claude Jean-Philippe and Patrick Lussier. Yeah, never read this one either. I have zero interest. To be honest, this is the completest. Rail, I remember really digging this one. Into the Shadows of the Sun. Acme Press. Oh, yeah, Acme Press Eclipse. Yeah. So maybe that's why that Fantagraphics one was there, because it was Acme Press as well too. So Colin Wilson. Another 4 wins. This is Downtime. There's a look at the interiors there. And then just some straight up Eclipse magazines. A couple of issues of Merchants of Death. Oh, it looks like I have a few issues actually. So there's 1 and 2. And then here's number 4. So missing number 3. I can't remember if it was just a 4-issue series. More Alex Toth work on the cover there. Some Trina Robbins, compiled and written by Trina Robbins. Paper dolls from the comics. I Am Coyote, the complete, unabridged first appearance and origin of Coyote. Eclipse Comics. Women and the Comics by Trina Robbins and Kat Ironwood. Apparently kind of maybe not chock full, but quite a few errors and some omissions in here. I think they later updated it, did a new version of this same kind of book, focusing on women throughout comics history, and I think did a better job at maybe research and things. But I've heard, I don't remember where I heard that from, that there was a lot of mistakes in there. Another one that shouldn't be here. This is Torpedo Volume 1 from IDW, so not Eclipse. Idwa. Let's put that down there. Cutie Bunny. That pile's getting pretty big. Should be fine. Your Friend and Mine, Reed Fleming, The World's Toughest Milkman. More Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman, all the original weekly strips. And then Heartbreak Comics, which is kind of early stuff. I think Reed makes an appearance in here, but it's not strictly a Reed Fleming book. This is P. Craig Russell's Night Music #1. I remember talking about this sitting outside for one of our Sunday chats with Rasa and Damien. Really, really great book. P. Craig Russell. You can't go wrong. Don McGregor and Paul Gulacy, Saber. Some Hembeck. Hembeck series #1. Is this Eclipse or what? It must be. Another 4 wins. I should put all this 4 wins stuff together. Alvar Mayer, Death and Silver. Carlos Trio, illustration by Enrique Breccia. Another great one. Imagine magazine. Again, not an Eclipse, but there you have it. At least I'm pretty damn sure it's not an Eclipse. And then the Eclipse magazines. So I think there was only the 8 issues. And this has Dope by Trina Robbins, Ragamuffins by McGregor and Colin, The Masked Man, and of course Coyote, Englehart, and Rogers. Issue 7. Shout out to Rasa with issue 6 here. Ms. Tree on the front. Number 5. Number 4. 3. 2. And then the first issue there. Trying not to think about it too much, but the shelves above this shelf are starting to sketch me out a little bit, especially when shit falls like that. California Girls, Paper Dolls. There was a comic-sized. This is Trina Robbins again. Yeah, it was too bad that there wasn't any more of those Eclipse magazines for sure. She did a comic-sized version of this series as well. I think there was only the one issue that was magazine. Shout out to Colin Blanchett. Dave Chelsea in Love. Went on for quite a few issues. This is the only one that I have. Colin recommends this one. This is something that he really enjoyed reading. So looking forward to eventually getting my hands on the rest of those. Aces. There was a few issues of these. I don't remember how many. I think that's the only one that I have, the only one that I've ever seen. Daughters of Fly in My Eye. Yeah. Horror anthology. Fly in My Eye Exposed. Dean Arkuntz, Trapped. Illustrated by Anthony Billau. Adapted by Edward Gorman. A series of Eclipse graphic novels. Let's look at some of the art in there. Oh man, that pile is getting crazy. The Hobbit by Eclipse. Illustrated by David Wenzel. Adapted by Charles Dixon with Sean Deming. There you go. That's it for the Eclipse, I think, because this is Caliber Press. Jazz Age Chronicles, again, should probably be on another shelf with probably top shelf. So I'll put that to the side as well, too. And last but not least for this shelf, a couple of Marvel Essentials. This is a collected Doctor Strange book number 1. What does it say here? Strange Tales 110, 111, and then 114 to 168. So just the Doctor Strange stuff, all in black and white. Beautiful black and white. Still looks good. Really love this book. I'll put that down there. The Losers, I've got everything in single issue form, but this showed up one time on the Winnipeg Comic Addicts Facebook group for sale, I think for like maybe even like $5 or something. So couldn't resist. This is volume 1. Collects Our Fighting Forces number 123 to 150, as well as the Losers' first ever appearance from GI Combat 138. So like I said, I've got that whole run, but it's nice to have them in this format as well, too. Easier to kind of sit and pull off the shelf. I have a lot of the Essentials like that. Yeah, I think they're good. You know, I think that's a really good, inexpensive way to get some of the books, get some of the comics. So yeah, I love it as well. And then the Defenders, collecting Doctor Strange 183, Submariner 22, and 34 and 35, Incredible Hulk 126, Marvel Feature 1 to 3, Defenders 1 to 14, and Avengers number 115 to 118. So a nice chunk of stuff there. I've since sold off all of my Defenders comics, my single issues. A year ago, 2 years ago now, maybe probably just a year ago. There was this effects pedal that I wanted for my music setup, and used the money and was able to kind of take the money I made from those comics and pay cash for this expensive pedal and still have some money left over. And then finally on this shelf, The Behemoth, Big Questions by Anders Nilsson. Phenomenal book. A very daunting read, but honestly, once you kind of get into it, it is such a good read. It's really, really top-notch stuff. I'm sure there's a video out there by me at some point. Let's put that over there. What do you think? Should we go through another shelf while we're here? Let's do that. So the books I take off now, I'll put down here, I think. So let's raise you up. Top a stick. Go for it. Copy that, Lefty. And then let's do this. So this one might be a little quicker because there's going to be some stuff here that we've seen before. Another one from our friend Earl Grey, Strapazine. Why don't I do... Let's move this. Sorry, give me 1 sec here, everybody. Set myself up for success here, taking these things off the shelf so I don't just chuck them around. Big numbers, number 1 from the Beguiling in the T-Dot. I won't take this out of the package. Let me make sure I don't give any addresses here. Grux, the amazing Grux, musician, artist, just all around good old weirdo. This was some artwork that he had at a show, a collection of kind of artwork and posters and all sorts of things. So I ended up picking it up from him. So I don't want to turn it around because it's got his address and my address on it there. And I won't pull it out because it's a lot of just loose papers. Of course, we've seen these just recently. This is all the Scoia'tain stuff. The invisible, sorry, the obscure cities, not the invisible cities. Shown these off not too long ago, so I won't spend too much time. For those of you maybe watching who aren't regular viewers of the channel, because some of these videos have gotten quite a few views. If you don't know Scoia'tain, don't waste another moment of your life. Go and find his stuff. It's all beautiful. There's the Leaning Girl. And another one, a German edition of Samaras that I got from Mr. Earl Grey as well. Really nice of him to send that along. Let me do this. And then here's the Hollow Grounds trilogy in hardcover from Humanoids. Again, seen that just recently. Blow by that. Love and Rockets. I've got a few of these collected editions. This is book number 1, a later printing, I think. I don't know what printing, but it is Fantagraphics. It was a Pinawa Public Library, if that's showing up there. Yeah, Pinawa. So discard. I got this at a convention, like an antiques convention or something. There's book number 2 of Love and Rockets. Book number 3. Number 4. It's nice to have these older versions, or some of them older versions anyway. And then here's volume 5. Those there. Jamie Hernandez, Is This How You See Me? A Locus story. I've never read this one. This is a Fantagraphics one as well, too. Are you familiar with Franco Saudelli. No, I am not. Cartoonist, artist. Tell me more, Lefty. Concrete, the complete short stories from 1986 to 1989. This is a great little collection. I think does all of these short stories come from Dark Horse Presents, I think, but this is a fantastic collection of all of that stuff without having to hunt for the individual issues. Really, really good read, that one. Some more stuff from a friend of mine in town here who was selling off some oddball art type comics. Flip Flop Profits. Le Dernier Cri is the name of the publisher there. Let's do that. This is Dragon's Dream Publications. This is Jeff Jones' Idol collection of short stories. Shaky Kane and Krent Abel with Kane and Abel from Image Comics, 72 pager. Catwoman, Lonely City. I think I've got all the issues. I don't think I've read them all. Cliff Chang. There's 1 and 2 in there. Let's put those down there now. And then here is book 3 and book 4. I don't remember if it was 5 books or if it was just the 4. Tim Vigil artworks, 1976 to 1990. Great artwork. Has a detective series. I have only found 2 of a character named Otto Porphyry. Artwork like Milano and Serpieri. Oh wow, that's killer. That sounds amazing, Lefty. I keep comic bags when I get them from the shop for when I'm selling shit. Charles Vess, The Horns of Elfland by Archival Press. And then we get into the Richard Corbin, shout out to Daryl D. TV. Rich Corbin's Den Saga from Fantagor Press / Tundra. That's book 1. There was comic size versions of this stuff too, but these are magazine size. There's number 2 of the Den Saga. Then there's the Edgar Allan Poe stuff. Catalan Communications. Den 3, Children of Fire. So I think these particular books, these next few books here, I think these are the collections of those single issues that he was putting out at Fantagor. I almost wanted to say Fantaco. There's book 3, or sorry, book 4 rather. This is the Richard Corbin art book. Dark Horse slowly releasing all the Corbin stuff in hardcover collections now. Yeah, very, very slowly. They've only done the 2 books so far. They also have a hardcover coming out of the Corbin stuff that he did in Hellboy with Mike Mignola. So Dark Horse is also doing a 1-volume book that collects all of that stuff. I have that on a pre-order. I'm hoping, I think it comes out March, April, I think, because I have a few books on pre-order from my 204 comic shop here in town. I think like maybe 4 books or something, and they're coming out over the next kind of 4 months. But I'm looking forward to that Corbin Hellboy stuff. I think that's going to be a real treat. This is from Catalan Communications. They did a series of collections, the Richard Corbin Complete Works. This is Rolf and the Underground comics. In this one, this is book 3 from that series. I think it's the only one that I have. We'll find out, I guess, as we keep going through here. Richard Corbin, Simon Revelstoke, the Bodyssey, again from Catalan Communications. Jeffrey Brood, Part 1, Relativity. Jeffrey Brood, again. Yeah, it doesn't say a volume, so just from Fantagor. Yeah, Fantagor, Corbin, and Jan Sternad on this one. And then more Brood there. Richard Corbin's Den, Movovum from Catalan Communications. And that's the OG Den stuff, the heavy metal magazine Den collection stuff. Den Neverwhere. This is one that has come out already. I think it was the first. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. It was the second book to come out in the Corbin collection from Dark Horse, but volume 1 was this Neverwhere. Don't sleep on this one. New Tales of the Arabian Nights. Don't sleep on it. This is fucking phenomenal. And then Richard Corbin, Neverwhere from Ariel Books, Ballantine Books. Is this just a collection? World acclaimed artist Richard Corbin has spent over 5 years creating more than 500 individual panel paintings for his masterpiece, Neverwhere. This enchanting visual epic will be ranked among the great classics of fantasy for all time. Yeah, so just Den stuff. I thought maybe it would have some other things collected in it, but no, it just looks just all Den. And then another one not to sleep on is Bloodstar. I hope they do this one through the Dark Horse, because this is another one of my top picks for anything Richard Corbin. Arabian Nights and this one are the two that I would recommend. More Peanuts, a hardcover collection of the Dell comics. Night Fisher, R. Kikuo Johnson. Really great book. Yeah, fantastic book from Fantagraphics. Really loved this. Again, shout out to Rasa. This is Fun Girl. Yeah, highly recommended. Silver Sprocket. So goddamn funny. Stand up here. Let's do this. Let's bring them down here. They're easier to reach as we fire through the last of them. The Winter of the Cartoonist, Paco Roca. Alex Toth collection of stuff from Creepy and Eerie. It says the definitive collection of the artist's work from Creepy and Eerie. It doesn't have a 1 or anything on the side, so I'm assuming that this is everything. My first foray into trying to bind comics myself. This is the last one. James DeMatteis, Dan Sweetman, just bound. It's a horrible, like, I did an atrocious job of this, but it was fun to try it out, just to see. You know, it's not like these books are really hard to find or anything, but I wanted to give it a try doing my own version. I've kept it. Buddy Does Jersey, the complete Buddy Bradley stories from Hate Comics Volume 2, 1994 to 1998. A few more books and then we're done. Adult Comics and Introduction. So Roger Sabin. Comics, 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 comics. Sex? Huh? Comics, comics, comics. Some Jesse Jacobs, Safari Honeymoon. I love Jesse Jacobs. This is Koyama Press. He's the greatest. One of the absolute greats of cartooning and comics. By This Shall You Know Him, another one from Koyama Press. His style is just incredible. Very imaginative, very colorful, at times very geometric. Yeah, one of my favorites. And then this Jesse Jacobs is from Hollow Press, is what they're called. This is Baby in the Boneyard with quite a front cover there. And then also from Boneyard, this is They Live in Me with a foreword by Noah Van Sciver. And this one has kind of like, this is a thick kind of cardboard stock. And this one is also black and white too, which is really nice. And last but not least, Arctic Comics. George Freeman in here. I think this is something that Nicholas Burns had put together himself. This is Renegade Arts Entertainment, printed in Canada. I'm pretty sure he had a hand in putting this together. I think there's also some Indigenous storytellers. Oh, look at that. He even signed it for me. That's nice of him. 2016. Yeah, all sorts of government grants. Alberta government grant in here as well. So, sorry, excuse me. That's it. Those are the two shelves. I'm not going to tackle that top one. I want to have a look at this second shelf here and start cleaning a bit. It almost looks like this is bowed a little. You probably can't see it on camera, but it looks like it's leaning this way. Wonder if that has anything to do with this wire rack that I have on the side. Anyway, Lefty, thanks for hanging out. Damien, good to see you. Anybody else that was lurking? Donovan, thank you very much. Anyone else lurking in the background? Right on. No chat tomorrow. Rasa is unavailable. I'll probably do a solo stream where I talk about what I read this week. I actually read quite a bit this week. So a few books to talk about. So we'll see you then. Take it easy.